Fife Flyers TV, sponsored by the Bay Hotel, Fife's premier wedding venue.
I was pretty appalled by our performance in the first and second period, given the fact that it was our only game of the weekend, and they had been prepped for that all week. And you know, you don't come up with a magic plan. You didn't change anything, and we come out like that, and we were the dominant team in the third period. And so arguably, I guess it comes down to players making a decision whether they're going to play like they do in the first or second period, or they do in the third. And the message is basically the same thing I'm talking to you is what they heard, is that every time that we've had a loss, we play like we are the team in the third period, or the first and second period. And every time that we've comfortably won hockey games and played well, we're playing like we were in the third. And for me, I don't think it's too much to ask to come for 3 periods of hockey and be committed and play like that. But I know what it's like as a player. You have off nights, but it's a bit frustrating because as bad as we played, we still could have won that hockey game.
I think there's a lot of people scratching their heads tonight in the stands, and obviously you are as well. It's a one-game weekend, and it's really the last 10 minutes that the team are showing up.
Well, I mean, I think it was probably all the third period. I mean, I think we were much better in the third. And you know what? I think that maybe the crowd and I don't always see eye to eye. I mean, we have a harsh crowd that can get on your back, and it can become magnified. But I mean, I really must say tonight, I think that they responded probably like they should to the way we were playing in the first and second, because if you looked at how they responded in the third, when we have a team playing like we should, they responded accordingly. So you can't have the best of both worlds, or you have to put up with both sides of it, and you have to put your hand up when you're not playing great. You have to recognize that. You can't blame your problems on anybody else. Bounces, bad bounces, a ref's call, and certainly not the crowd.
Penalty kill working very well tonight, but the power play still with a lot of problems.
Yeah, but if you look at our power play in the third period, we were a lot more dynamic, and there was no change. It comes from skating, execution, and a desire to put the puck in the net. Like, you cannot go out there for a power play and just stand around. You're not going to score. So, we changed a bit of personnel, but we're going to have to look at it. And I mean, for me, a power play isn't 2 minutes of a break. You need to be going harder. And that message, I think that a hard transition for players, and a lot of people might not understand that, is it's certainly in this rink and a lot of the bigger rinks, is it's perceived that you have a lot of time, but players, and we're a team that kills very well as well. If you want to stay to the outside all night. Teams will let us just stay to the outside all night. You have to penetrate their box, and our guys certainly weren't willing to do that for 40 minutes tonight.
Danik Gauthier got the first goal tonight. He almost looked like he didn't believe that it had actually gone in. Was that the case?
Well, he woke up and took a shot on net, and we scored a goal. And all of a sudden we found ourselves in a hockey game. So regardless if he knew if it went in or not, you have to be switched on. And guys like him have the capability of being a very effective hockey players for us. But standing around, and believe me, I'm not picking on Danik Gauthier. We had a lot of pass balls tonight. And we're way more effective when we do things that we were brought here for, and what has made us successful for the first 2 months of the season. Players seem to be getting away from that a little bit.
That's you done for the weekend. Next weekend, Dundee are back in this building, back to conference games. What do you expect from that?
I'm expecting a very high-paced game, and they've been playing well. They seem to be, that team up there just seems to find a way to stay in hockey games. They're fast, they're dynamic, they work hard. So it's going to be as tough as it was out there tonight, if not maybe tougher, because it becomes a conference game, and these are, as everybody knows, vital. So, and then the following night we go down to Coventry. So our schedule for the month doesn't get any easier.
You think the team have got an opportunity to choose whether they want to be the guys that come out in first and second, or the guys that come out in third. is it purely down to that choice, or is there things that you can do as a coach to ensure that they make the right choice?
Well, I mean, I think as coach, it's our responsibility to make sure we provide a good, solid working atmosphere for these guys to come out. And it's doing the little things, because it's just little things. And sometimes forechecking when it seems fruitless and they're just going to pass the puck past you, it seems like it's nothing thing. But going in and throwing a body check makes a team feel like they're in a hockey game. And we came out with a desire in the third. In the first, nobody was interested in throwing a body check. We weren't getting to the areas where we needed to be to break out. We were throwing pucks up the middle, which I may have been talking to you about before. I certainly have talked to them. And, you know, sometimes you are sitting there scratching your head wondering where your team's disappeared. And it's, I guess the heartening thing for me is that we have an excellent hockey club here. And I really feel that, you know, as bad as we've played tonight, ultimately we could have won that hockey game. We had a breakaway, 6-on-5, we fan on it on an empty net. Like we had our chances. And, you know, we limited them to 23 shots tonight. So we're not getting played off the pad, although in the first, second period, arguably the scoreline could have been worse. Andy played exceptionally well. But they didn't have a ton of shots. They had a few grade A's. So, you know, it comes down to just getting the work boots on this week and making sure these guys know what their priorities are. They're here to play hockey, and that's the only thing they should be thinking about. Their families and earning their living out there.
The Bay Hotel, where your dream wedding becomes reality. Visit us at thebayhotel.net.